Rajah the mighty tiger, guardian of the sacred jungle deep in the heart of India, where the sunlight dances on emerald leaves and rivers once sparkled like flowing glass, lived Rajah, the mightiest tiger of the jungle. Rajah's orange coat gleamed brighter than the setting sun, and his black stripes were as bold as shadows. But it wasn't just his strength that made him mighty, it was his heart. Rajah was a protector, a guide, and a friend to every creature in the jungle. From the smallest ants to the largest elephants, they all knew that Rajah's roar wasn't one of fear but one of fairness and care. He always reminded the animals, "This jungle belongs to all of us. Protect it and it will protect you." One year the rains did not come. Days turned into weeks and the air grew hotter. The rivers dried, the trees wilted, and the animals became restless. A flock of bright green parakeets flew to Rajah one morning, chirping anxiously. "Rajah," they cried, flapping their little wings. "The water holes are empty and the deer have started to leave. If the deer go, the predators will starve. What can we do?" Rajah sat still for a moment, his emerald eyes scanning the jungle. He saw the cracked ground, the brown leaves, and the weary faces of the animals. "Do not lose hope," he said with a deep, calm voice. "We will find a way to bring life back to our jungle." The animals gathered in the great clearing. Rajah stood tall, his striped tail swishing gently as he listened to their worries. Finally, an old turtle named Covey shuffled forward. His shell was scarred and his voice was slow, but his wisdom was endless. "Rajah," Covey said, "there is a legend of a sacred spring hidden beyond the cliffs. Its water never dries. If the path to it is unblocked, it will flow into our rivers again." The animals gasped. Cliffs were a place of mystery and danger, with old traps left by hunters long ago. But Rajah's green eyes burned with determination. "If the spring can save our jungle," he said, "I will find it." The jungle fell silent. Even the mighty elephants hesitated to go beyond the cliffs. But Rajah's courage lit a spark in their hearts. The next morning, Rajah set out as the sun rose. His powerful paws carried him through the jungle trails. Parrots called encouragement from the trees, and the monkeys pointed him toward the safest paths. But the journey wasn't easy. As Rajah reached the edge of the forest, he met a massive python coiled around a fallen tree. Its golden eyes glinted with cunning. "To pass," the python hissed, "you must answer my riddle. What grows when shared but shrinks when hoarded?" Rajah's sharp mind worked quickly. "Kindness," he answered. Python blinked, then slithered aside. "You may pass," it said, "for you have wisdom as well as strength." Further ahead, Rajah found himself in a field of thorny vines. These were traps set by hunters long ago, meant to snare animals. Rajah paused, his keen eyes studying the ground. Slowly, carefully, he moved forward, using his sharp claws to clear a safe path. Step by step, he made his way through, unscathed. At last, Rajah reached the cliffs. The ground rumbled and rocks tumbled as he climbed higher and higher. Suddenly, a rock slide thundered down the slope. Rajah crouched low, his powerful legs leaping from boulder to boulder until he reached the top. There, hidden in the shadow of the cliffs, was the sacred spring. The water sparkled like a million tiny stars, cool mist rising into the air. Rajah bent to drink, feeling strength return to his tired body. But this water wasn't just for him, it was for the jungle. With his mighty claws, Rajah began to dig channels, carving a path for the spring's water to flow back to the rivers. The ground shook as the water rushed forward, gathering speed, cascading down the cliffs and roaring into the dry riverbeds below. Back in the jungle, the animals watched in amazement. The once cracked ground grew soft with mud, the trees unfurled their green leaves, and the river sparkled once more. Birds sang, deer danced, and even the shyest pangolins came out of their burrows to celebrate. When Rajah returned, the jungle erupted in cheers. "Rajah! Rajah!" they cried. The monkeys swung from vines, the elephants trumpeted, and the parakeets filled the air with songs. "You saved us," said a young deer. "You are not just strong but wise and kind," added Covey the turtle. Rajah smiled, his emerald eyes soft with gratitude. We saved the jungle together, he said. Strength is not just in claws or roars, it is in unity and care for one another. From that day on, the jungle flourished like never before. The rivers were full, the trees bore fruit, and the animals lived in harmony. And Rajah, the mighty tiger, remained their protector, his roar echoing through the land not as a warning but as a reminder of the power of courage and kindness. And so the jungle thrived, forever grateful to its mighty guardian. Moral values, leadership. A true leader acts not for power but for the good of all. Unity. Together, even the greatest challenges can be overcome. Vocabulary for kids, treacherous, very dangerous. Example, the path to the sacred spring was treacherous. Resolve, a strong determination to do something. Example, Rajah's resolve inspired the animals. Flourished, to grow and thrive. Example, the jungle flourished after the water returned.